Today, we'll be talking about a very powerful strategy called the CRT strategy. First of all, what is CRT? CRT stands for candle range theory. Here's how it works. If price sweeps the high of a candle and then closes below it, there's a strong chance that price is heading for the lows. On the other hand, if price sweeps the low of a candle and then closes above it, there's a strong chance that price is targeting the highs. Now that we understand this, the next step is to go down to the lower time frame to look for opportunities to take advantage of that move. Let's go through an example. Here we have a 4-hour candle. We wait to see which side price takes out. And as you can see, price took out the high and then closed below it. That gives us our CRT high. At this point, we expect the market to move down toward the CRT low. So we drop to the 15-minute chart. And here we can see a mitigation block as well as a fair value gap. The setup is simple. Enter at the fair value gap. Place your stop loss just above the swing high and set your target at the CRT low. And as you can see, price moved beautifully right into the CRT low. Now let's look at a bullish example. First of all, we can see that price swept the previous candle's low, which now gives us our CRT low and CRT high. After identifying that, we head down to the lower time frame to find a reason to take price to the upside, targeting the CRT high. On the 15-minute chart, the first thing that catches my eye is this sweep of liquidity that eventually broke structure to the upside. And not just that, price is currently sitting inside a fair value gap. If you look closely to the left, you'll also notice an inverse fair value gap. Now, when a fair value gap and an inverse fair value gap overlap, that area becomes what we call a balanced price range. So we take our trade from there, stop loss just below the balanced price range, and take profit at the CRT high. And as you can see, take profit got hit. Now let's move on to the next example. This is the daily chart. Price swept the candle's low and then closed above it. That means we are now aiming for price to take out the CRT high. Since we're using the daily chart based on time frame alignment, we'll drop down to the 1-hour chart to look for entries. On the 1-hour chart, we can clearly see that the CRT low was actually a liquidity sweep. After that, the next thing I notice is this bearish fair value gap that price completely disrespected, which now makes it an inverse fair value gap. So we can set our entry at that inverse fair value gap, because once price disrespects a fair value gap, it will most likely use it as a retest level to continue moving higher. Our stop loss is placed just below the CRT low, and our take profit is set at the CRT high. And as you can see, price impulsively went straight to take profit. Now, for the last example, we can see that price swept the previous candle's low and then closed above it. So our expectation is for price to push toward the CRT high. After identifying this setup, the next step is to move down to the lower time frame to find a reason to enter. Now let's play a quick game. If you wanted to buy price up to the CRT high from this 1-hour chart, where would you buy from? Would it be point A or point B? I'll give you 5 seconds to decide. All right, your time is up. The best area to buy from is point A. Did you get it right? Let me know in the comments. Now let's analyze it so you can see exactly why point A was the best choice. First, notice how price started creating higher highs and higher lows. That's a clear sign the market wants to push to the upside. Then we also see a break of structure to the upside, which left behind a series of fair value gaps. At this point, price is sitting inside a fair value gap that's in a discount zone, and that gap is accompanied by a mitigation block. This makes it a strong area to take our entry. So the trade is simple. Entry from the mitigation block, stop loss just below it, take profit at the CRT high, and as you can see, take profit was hit. So you can see that this is a profitable strategy, but remember, you don't just trade it on any random time frame. That's why time frame alignment is really important. The best time frame alignment for better accuracy in CRT is as follows. Weekly CRT, take your entry from the 4-hour chart. Daily CRT, take your entry from the 1-hour chart. 4-hour CRT, take your entry from the 15-minute chart. 1 hour CRT. Take your entry from the 5-minute chart. I wouldn't advise going any lower than this because it could cause you to get stopped out more frequently. You can also combine CRT with other confluences for even stronger setups. And in my upcoming videos, I'll dive deeper into that. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe.